normal attack, jump, jump, normal attack, jump, sprint, and sprint. And sprint. Well, hello there, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Last time we were continuing again Archon Quest Chapter 4 Act 1, where we got into Fontaine and we immediately got ourselves in trouble with Linny doing a magic trick. Went wrong, someone died, someone went missing, so now we're trying to figure it all out. And last time I said at the beginning of this video, I'll try to like collect some thoughts about what would happen or what went on. And we have all our things in this book.
They must have made preparations well beforehand.
Indeed.
This rope was obviously tampered with.
So someone tampered with the rope that held up the water tank. Someone, and who would that someone be? Very unlikely that it was anybody. Again, my personal hypothesis is that Hasley that we saw was not the real Hasley, but someone who knew everything, and that person was the one who did everything in order to commit the crime. That person changed clothes and fled through the tunnel. That's the only thing that I don't understand, the whole tunnel thing. But yeah, we'll go through all the evidence.
Needed to register and reserve a seat for the show. That, combined with this number selector, could allow you to pick a young lady instead of some old fogey.
Yeah, so someone tampered with this machine to always select that lady. Who knows? Could have been the lady herself.
This is probably a prop too. Oh, looks like it could hook onto a lot of things, like the traveler's fishing rod.
Yeah, this is another thing I'm confused about. Where can this hook onto? That's the thing that I'm confused about. Where can this hook onto? Could this be something? Oh, I don't know. This is something that confused me. What can it hook onto? Could it be for the tank? Hook onto the tank to like burn it, or hook the tank to move it towards the fire? So, or the pyrotechnics to get it burned. I'm not sure. Or was there something else that had to do at the bottom there? Like something was hooked on the bottom there. I'm not sure.
This flower vase is probably a prop for the show. But it also could have been used in the crime.
I think that there was someone leaving the box. That's what I'm thinking. I think, well, obviously someone had to leave the box at the bottom. The box inside the box that was carried through the tracks on the bottom there. I think... Well, obviously someone had to have went into that box because Caldwell went into that box. But it seemed like someone may have forced Caldwell into that box. And who would have forced Caldwell into the box? Well, Hasley. Hasley knew everything that was going to happen, and so she pushed Caldwell into that box, and then she undressed herself to escape. And then when she knocked him out, the vase dropped, and that was the sound that we heard, I think.
Doesn't get this at all. You think about it for a bit, traveler.
Yeah, the clothes belonging to Hasley, the lady who went missing, were found in a tunnel. Reason for it remains unknown, so we don't know why. But again, could have been assumed that she took off the clothes to change identity, because Hasley might have been. Because who else would change the clothes? It could have been Linny or Lynette, because they were above in the boxes. Caldwell may be the one who stripped the lady of her clothes, but like what purpose would he have just to get himself later killed? So, I mean, it could be assumed that maybe Hasley was the one who took it off herself, unless there was another person. But we're saying that a possibility of a third person is unlikely, and so I think if Hasley purposely took off her clothes to try to change her identity, right? That's what I'm thinking, so that she can escape without being noticed.
Why would it be him?
Yeah, what a how that's another thing. Caldwell, maybe there was nothing bad about Caldwell. Maybe the person just needed him to be there for some reason. Like maybe one of the mechanism or magic trick required a person to be there. Like maybe the box couldn't work if there was no one in there. Like there always had to be a person in there or something, and so it was swapped with him so that Lady Hasley can escape. Not sure.
Gosh, no wonder this serial disappearances never got solved.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. I think it's her, but not her. You know what I mean? Like, I think she did everything, but it wasn't Hasley. It was someone who was impersonating themselves as Hasley. That then wouldn't it would be we would have to find the real Hasley from the outside. And if there is no real Hasley from the outside, then there could be two possibilities. One, if there's no Hasley from the inside, then the Hasley that we saw was actually the real Hasley, and then something went wrong. Or like the real Hasley, and then like I'm totally wrong in saying that she was she had motives, or she was the one behind it all. Or if there was no Hasley outside, that means that the real Hasley got kidnapped way long before, and then the person trying to mimic her was the one who went to the show and did everything, right? That's my hypothesis, but probably not right.
We all heard that noise, didn't we?
Again, I'm thinking that the audible thud may have been the vase dropping.
The performance would not have been visible from where the doors were guarded. If Paimon were on duty, she would have snuck back into the audience seating.
No one left the opera house. So it's very possible that the murderer, the one who murdered Caldwell, putting him into the box, and the fake Hasley, could be still in the audience.
Well, there was no chance Paimon could have seen that the box had 2 layers.
Yeah.
And that's why only the 2 of them can perform this trick.
Yeah, this kind of makes Linny and Lynette innocent, because they were above the whole time. Okay, that's a lie. Yeah, Linny was in the other box immediately, because when the trick started, the box that was in the audience moved immediately, and so Linny can move from his box and go to the other box like as fast as he could. And then Lynette was in the back of the other box the whole time, so that she could fake being Linny by changing her clothes, by changing her clothes. And so anything that happened in the basement completely unknown to both of them, which is why I think they're innocent.
There was no third person, and Paimon didn't eat more than 3 macarons either.
Yeah, this seems very low too, but not impossible. That's what I'm saying. There could have been a third person, or it could have just been Hasley doing all of it.
Digging a tunnel just for a magic trick? Whew, that must have been a lot of work.
Yeah, I explained all of this, essentially, I think. And then there's another question mark, unfortunately.
That size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon.
Here's the thing that I'm wondering. The tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage. Barely, but leaving along with the missing lady seems like an unrealistic prospect. Yeah, so I'm guessing the missing lady, that's what I'm saying. This is how the missing lady escaped. The fake Hasley, the one who did all this, was vented because they were sussy, and so they vented. Alright, so that's, again, don't really have any good evidence for any. Okay, what time do I have to go to? 8 the following day. Yeah, I am kind of confused, to be honest with you. Maybe if you're watching this or you already played this, you figured it out long before I did, but I'm still confused. The main thing I'm confused about is about the chain, the rope and chain. I'm confused about the tunnel, because I'm not sure exactly like where the tunnel lead to the exit. Where does the tunnel lead to?
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take it things step by step.
Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Indeed.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Or maybe she's the mastermind behind all of it.
Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Alright, that's it. She's not gonna help us. She's just gonna send her regards. What if it was her the entire time?
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
Awful. We got nowhere.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
It's over.
No, we're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Alright, thanks.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
I mean, yeah. Unless we lie.
Don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you
Since
wait.
both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Uh-oh. Wait, I didn't get to plan anything. It's over, guys. It's
in order
over.
for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
I have this book of books, but unfortunately I don't have... I wonder if I'm missing some important information.
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
You clearly reveal the detail of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
That's also what I think, so yes.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Alright, what's the
In
counter?
that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open.
Alright.
Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Alright. You're gonna need to back that up.
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
Okay, alright, I'm
That
following
is
you.
simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
I think she's referring to the big thud sound that we heard. Alright, Linny, we need you to hear that
No,
thing.
nothing.
It's Jover, he didn't know.
See. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Well, I mean, there you go. You said practically. You didn't mean, she didn't say everybody. What if you have hearing problems? What if you're in the box and you can't hear certain things? Like hearing the crowd, you can hear that, but doesn't mean exactly you can hear the, outside other noises.
Huh?
It's over, he doesn't know.
Hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lindy not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
Okay, well, I mean, if the doubtful audience member says so, then, I mean, maybe
I
it
was
could.
right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
The scales are
Look
tipping.
at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the oratory stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Alright, can we, what's it called? Counterpoint? I forgot what the term is
Of
called.
course, I have armed
Refute?
myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
House of the Hearth? Hearthstone?
The House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui? Question mark.
No wonder they did something like this.
Right, the Fatui Harbinger. That's the word I was looking for. I just kept calling them Harbinger because I didn't know if there was something I needed to tag along to that. But they're the Fatui Harbinger. That's what you're supposed to call them. Yeah, House of Hearts, Fatui.
The
Huh.
serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
Are we just being is the Fatui another race of people? Is that being racist? Am I using that term right? Are they just being racist just because they're Fatui, they're bad people? No. they're being I don't know if the word is racist, but they're being an ist. They're being an ist. The people of different organizations immediately guilty, even though they're not proven guilty.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
I mean, feelings is okay though. Feeling is okay.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, you can't just immediately assume. You can't just immediately assume like that. That's very bad.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute.
Isn't that your job to tell us what happened or what you think happened to incriminate him, and not him to say, because he's being he's the what's it called, the not the witness, but the victim, or I guess not the victim, I guess, because he's, you know what I mean.
Your priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
I'm pretty sure that's my job as his attorney, but like, I'll get though.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost cheap.
I mean, I did not expect that out of the Archon, but like, there we go.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Your average college student.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
What, him being a Fatui? That literally is irrelevant. Like, literally does not mean that he commit crime.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth.
Okay.
Are these claims true?
So he was not in the box nor under the stage. Well, if he's not in the box or under the stage, where else could he be? Mate. Obviously he was in the box. Oh wait, no, it's not obvious because he didn't hear the thud. Interesting. And I don't think he cannot deny being in the House of the Hearth unless he isn't. So he just has to say, yeah, I wasn't. I am in the House of the Hearth. But what would he say when he didn't hear the thud? Well, obviously, where was he? And he was venting? Is he sussy? There was no doubt about your magician's ability to con others. Given how Linny has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. What other house operative? What does that mean? There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now a victim of such schemes. Like the Child incident when I was in Child in Leeway, because I don't remember being in such incident in Azuma where I was technically working in cahoots with the Fatui, unless I was. I don't think so in Azuma. Maybe in Fatui and maybe in Sumeru. No, in Sumeru I was always like not.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
Mate, just answer the question. The second one should be easy. Yes, I am in the House of Heart. The first one, I don't know. I don't know how you can answer that one.
Sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
They're true. You were not in the box. Where were you, Linny? You were being sussy you're very sus.
I knew it.
Also, shouldn't the victim, I don't know if he's a victim or not, but shouldn't he be telling me all the information? Shouldn't the attorney know a lot of the information about who they're defending? I feel like I kind of was left in the dust here by not knowing some pieces of information. Unless he's lying.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Oh, okay. What optimistic, very.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor. My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed. Like, has withheld some key information from me?
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment there are things that must be
Is that
discussed.
really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
I mean, okay, he couldn't hear the banging. He's part of the Vitui. He's guilty. Ain't no way. Alright. There's no way he's guilty. He's guilty if, I don't know, if he has the blood of Hasley on him. Okay, maybe he's guilty. Or he has, Caldwell's fingerprints of Linny is on his clothes, or his hair was, then maybe, you know, but that, come on, there's no way he's as good as guilty. But he is an impatient audience member, so fair enough.
Received their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
That is true. That is true. You're definitely right here.
Order, I say.
The first man, not very good. Second lady,
Your
she had
request
a
is
point.
reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Thank you, Novelette.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
I mean, my job as an attorney,
In that
right?
case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Also, there's no way I'm gonna finish the Archon quest in this video, am I? While they go to the journey, you meet with Linny and Lynette backstage at Opera House. Mad.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
You better be sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Where were you? Where were you? If you don't tell me where you were, goodbye. I'm leaving.
I just knew where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
I mean, I feel like that assumption still holds true, does it
Not
not?
to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
Indeed. I am mad that this Archon quest is getting dragged out way too long.
Very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
Yeah, sure, that's why we're here.
I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
Funny enough, the last Vitui encounter that we had, like the proper Vitui encounter we had, was with Child. And it was a pretty fun encounter. Like, nothing bad happened, you know. Child didn't do anything bad to us. He did, you know. It was a pretty good encounter. The last one we had before that was against the Torre, and that, okay, admittedly, and I guess before that was technically the Wanderer, but I don't know if that counts because he was no longer part of the Vitui at that point. So again, proper encounter I guess was the Torre, which was bad. So anyways.
Our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Yes, the Harbingers are all phonies. They work under the Tsaritsa, but they all have different things that they want. They're all phonies at the end of the day. The Tori wants something else, Scaramouche wanted something else, Child wanted something else. They're all weirdos.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
I think that has to do with the prophecy, I'm
That's
guessing.
right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
Okay, yeah, it is a prophecy.
I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends.
I mean, I think I'm pretty good friends with Child. I mean, he literally just gave us his vision, trusting that, you know, we'll hang on to it. So, it's possible. And honestly, we're pretty decent friends with the Wanderer at this point, after he changed, so... I mean, I know he's not Fatui, but, like, you know.
That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead.
Alright.
The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how could you know this isn't at all just another... But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
No, I trust you. just give us the information, and I have no reason not to trust you at this point, alright? I am very chill.
Who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too.
I feel like all the Vituis have been tricksters. I mean, right? Maybe not to the obvious I guess, cliche magician. But like, come on, child, with tricking us a little bit there. He freaking tried to kill us. The Torre, mate, the dude was everywhere. He was literally everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Scaramouche also tried to kill us. He tricked again. I never played the event. But that event, apparently, you know, he's chilling. And then the next time we saw him, he tried to kill us. So I mean, all the Vituis are tricksters. So I'm not even.
I'm asking you to trust me.
Sure, I trust you.
I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
No, I trust you. I mean, the game might not make me trust you, but I trust you.
Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Yeah, explain. Where did you actually go while you prefer? That's what I'm curious about. The House of Hearth, don't care. Being Vitui, don't care. What I do care is that you lied about not being there.
Right.
So where were you?
Your answer first, and no lies now.
No, literally don't even care that they're Vitui. I mean, that's like kind of irrelevant.
I'll answer any question you ask.
Where were you, my guy?
Find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately?
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a conscience. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? Wait, so they're here to know how the machine operates? That's their goal? Oh my gosh, maybe they are sus.
During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
Okay.
From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Ah! Okay, now that they tell me the truth, I feel like I trust them less.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box.
Fair enough. They did count pretty slow.
So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
Ah, so he vented. He the sus.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Oh, okay. And what did you find?
Nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
Vache.
It should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came.
Great. So we lost that piece of evidence that could have been useful.
I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought.
Okay, so he's innocent. Well, he's not innocent because he's trying to snoop around the Oratrice, which is probably not. I mean, I'm guessing that the Hydro Archon in Neuvillette would not like him messing around with the machine. However, he was not the one who murdered Caldwell, obviously because he is his assistant. And he wasn't the one who kidnapped Hasley. Obviously, because, like, why would he?
After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Indeed.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Alright. You know what? Story lines up. I ain't even mad. But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice works? I mean, does he want to understand, or does...
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
Okay.
We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Why don't you just straight up ask, you know? What if you just did straight up ask the Hydro Archon? Man, you freaking make an appointment? Fill out an appointment and just ask her. Like, I don't know why you gotta be so weird about it.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but couldn't she... I feel like that was a really bad way of going about things. Alright? Like, it was a terrible way of going about things. Because, yeah, it could have been seen as... Because if you're trying to do it, while, like, if you're trying to hide doing it, then obviously it's not a good thing, right? So, you literally could have just made an appointment. I mean, bro, come on.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
Honestly, I believe that, sure.
It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either.
I'm surprised that Farina actually got a hold of that information, or knew that he wouldn't hear the thud. That's pretty baller of her.
Like I
to figure
said
that out.
earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler,
We're not leaving.
you decide. however you choose.
What? I have no option to leave? What? Okay, game. You just choices matter. Nope, not in this game because I believe in the facts. Oh wait, no, that doesn't mean. I will defend you from these charges. I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should. What? I will defend you. I will defend you from these charges. There you go. Because the other one was ambiguous and it probably would have led to the same road.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
Indeed.
If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have a key evidence we need. The drama is over, let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
I don't know what piece of evidence this could be. Linny's statement. Lily claimed that he headed to the chamber containing Oritri's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. So that means that the thud has to do with the crime, obviously. The voice in the Oritri's core chamber. Linny claimed that you heard to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber to house the Oritri's core within the Opera House underground structures. Indeed. Oh, where am I? What is this room? Are there any books to steal? No, okay, we're good. Alright, let's get to it. There's nothing left to do but to do. What piece of evidence can make him seem not guilty? I'm not sure. Is it the chain and rope? Oh, the brief adjournment
to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Oh, I got a perfect. Oh, you know what? I figured it out. I know the perfect thing to say that would make me innocent, and I got it. I figured it out.
Mr. Linny acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention.
All right. Say whatever you can because I have a statement that will end it all. So you better make the best possible statement ever because you're gonna get destroyed. Just you wait. I have the statement.
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
All right. Go ahead. I'm so excited to give my statement. It's gonna be amazing. All right. What the heck is this? Based on the opposition's account of the event, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence includes obtain. Oh, I can't talk with the audience. Use evidence includes obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertion of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The Oritri's will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Oh my gosh, it's a battle.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Okay.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Okay.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
Okay.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
Okay. What? He used a vase to knock... I mean, this is a terrible statement, because he could have used anything to knock her. He could have... And also the vase could have been a thing that made the thud. Before he changed clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. Okay.
At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed.
Wait a minute. Wait, that's actually a good point.
So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
Not bad.
Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Okay, passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through a magic box in the audience stand. Huh? So, where was Halsey put? Before operating the device. Such that call. Okay, yeah. So, where's Halsey?
And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Okay, I can talk now, right?
To refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw.
Alright, that's us talking. Alright. Here is my statement. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Lady Farina wears no pants because they were lit on fire and burned off her because she was lying. Win. GG no re. It's over. I win. Alright. Okay. Yes, I know. I keep talking. Okay, anyways. Identify loopholes. He entered the tunnel as the countdown began. No, I feel like that's right. He claimed that he headed to the chamber containing the Orochi's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness this crime. Yeah, that's it, right? No one left the upper house. No, that's not it. Claimed heard a voice. That could be it too. No, that's the sound. That's the sound. Or that's when we refute this. Clothes. The clothes belonged to Hasley, the one who went missing, were found in town. The reason unknown. Linny must have been confused when he saw them. Strange sound during the audible thud. And that's the Voss. Okay. So I got it. I figured it out. It's he went to the tunnel.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Oh, fart nuggets. Well, I'm wrong. Easy. No, okay, wait, he actually did enter the tunnel. But the loud sound was from Hasley and Linnet fight. No. Because the loud sound, wait, let me figure this out. The loud sound was okay, let's do this one. Kidnapped. He knocked using Voss and removed her clothes. No. He. It was. The thud.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
I'd be a terrible lawyer, apparently. I'm trying to figure this out without just pressing all the options, right? I actually want to figure this out first try, but I've already failed twice. Alright. He entered a tunnel. No, he claims he heard Orochi's voice.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Alright, I don't care no more. I don't care. No way of leaving and entering. Nope, doesn't matter. Okay, well, the audible thud? Nope, I suck at the video game. Dress? Nope, it was none of them. Okay, on to the next one. It's over. I'm gonna get fired. He claimed I headed toward the Orochi's after. Alright, thank you.
He left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Indeed. Alright. Refuted. He knocked Hasley out using a Voss and removed her clothes to prevent her from being identified. However, was Linny really in the tunnel all this time? Nope, he was talking Orochi's.
Linny went to the room that contains the Orochi's core. This is the actual truth.
I get it now. We're supposed to follow the blue line of text. Did this one have a blue line text? Don't know. This one does. The existing evidence indicate that when we returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place and all Linny saw was the dress.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Oh, we're supposed to craft the story. Oh, is that it? Okay.
Attention!
That was hard.
Ace Detective Paimon has something to say.
Ace Detective Paimon? Isn't Ace Detective Ace Attorney reference? Maybe, maybe not. Never played that game, so I wouldn't know. I'm so bad at video games, apparently, guys. I'm sorry. You had to see me struggle like that.
Indeed, go into the tunnel.
He went in tunnel.
He immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
He among us.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately.
Yes.
The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
I mean, I feel like both of them are good stories. Farina and our story is both good. It's just whatever the audience wants to believe, right? Oh, they're balanced, thank goodness. Successful refutation. I mean, there was no way you can lose that because, I mean, they don't let you lose. But if there was a way, I would have lost it.
Actually managed to say all that. Wasn't it awesome?
That was pretty good.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
We know he knew nothing about the incident. No, it's not right. We knew he didn't know anything. We don't assume. Come on, Paimon. Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with within a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Caldwell bumped into Linny by chance. My reasoning. What? Is this me saying both of them or is me saying one of them?
That's the case. Then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
In that case, if Caldwell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire... I don't know.
Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
Well, I thought they killed, or I thought Linny in Farina's story, Linny killed Caldwell so that Caldwell wouldn't notice or wouldn't tell people that Linny was the actual lady kidnapper, right?
That's right, you tell him. And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Unless I'm wrong, I don't know.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has now become a critical clue. I literally don't know what that just said. I missed it. I missed it. What? Are you kidding me? Okay, wait. Which is the evidence that Linny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? Wait. Dude, I missed it. I don't freaking know. Okay, well, these are irrelevant. These are my 3 options. Why are these my options? Don't know why they're my options, but they are my options. Strange sound during magic show. Sure.
That's right.
I nailed it. I'm a genius.
In the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent.
Timing seems good.
The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof. How do you like that?
Alright.
Well played.
I don't know why she's standing up. Come on, we haven't won anything yet. Sit your butt down.
I think you'd use such logic.
This reaction from her is like my favorite part of this whole thing.
Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
I have no idea. That's the point I'm stuck on. The murderer was... Gather gear icon interference. Alright, we're doing Sumeru stuff. Select answer and fill all empty gear to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you made a mistake, you must make another selection from the remaining options, so we cannot possibly fail this. Once you answer all the questions correctly, you can complete the logic chain. gears. The guard investigation report indicated that the firework released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Caldwell in the box below. Yeah, okay. If Lindy was no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Yeah, and I don't think it's Lynette because she was in the box, right? Okay, right there. Lindy gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using the box inside the box, the idea of the box containing the audience member could be transported across via the underground undertunnel, and Lindy himself would be used this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions, so they also can't be the murderers. Lynette and the assistant that was talking. The clothes belonged to Hasley, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reasons for this remains unknown. Who is the possible person committing the crime?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
No.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yes. However, again, I initially thought it was Hasley, the fake Hasley, but I'm not sure.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
Did I read it? Is it her? Come on, please. I am incorrect garbage.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Okay, well, apparently it isn't Hasley. So it has to be Caldwell or a third person. I initially thought it would be a third person, but the vent only fits one person, so it doesn't even matter. That's not irrelevant because of Ortress. I mean, Caldwell died. So how can he be the one to commit the crime? Alright, we're choosing the third person. I am terrible at video games.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
I guess that makes sense. He would have been able to tamper and make the rope easy to burn. But why would he do the crime? He dead. Am I just fixated on him being dead and stuff he's innocent? I guess. Well, I'm garbage at video game apparently.
That can't be right. Are you serious?
I'm trying to think of how it could be him. Cause okay, he dead, and where'd the lady go? You're right. Like that's still the question that are remaining.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased.
Oh, is that so? How interesting. Let's hear your reasoning then.
I have no reasoning. I don't.
What
It's
I
over.
must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay. Oh my! How can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with the crime?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
Where would the criminal want to take Halsey? Huh?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Yes, I feel like that's important.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Criminal being Caldwell, I like that one too.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Uh-huh. And this one.
Entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
The criminal wanted to take Hasley through the vent. Loud noise, or the loud noise might not have anything to do with it. Let's take this out. Oh wait. There's an audible thud. So that's important. Okay. So,
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
okay, give her. Oh, okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Oh, how is he unable to interfere with the crime? He was gone. There was loud noises when he was gone.
The opera house. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that
and
vent.
the tunnel vent works too. Oh, what's the last one? The dress? He didn't see the
clothing was in the tunnel. So there must have been some fear that she would attract.
Oh, who's the prime dude? I haven't been noting there was a script above here the whole time.
In the tunnel at that moment.
Oh my gosh. Where did the missing Hasley go? Oh my gosh.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
Where did the missing Hasley
It would
go?
have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
Yeah. How can we Oh dude, I've been confused this whole time. Apparently cancel choice. Cancel choice. Switch. Oh my gosh. Can I remove this? Oh my gosh, I'm getting confused. Cuz I just put him in an accident. I didn't know that we had to follow a prompt up here. Okay. How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel? Audible thud. Okay. So, how can I envision Lenny as having been unable to interfere with the crime?
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment.
Yes.
Gave our criminal ample time.
He was not able to interfere with the crime because he was at the oratories. Okay?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
How did Hasley go missing? So, wasn't in a vent. Would bump with Lenny, so it can't be. Can't be Vent. Can't be Lenny. Where did the missing Hasley go? They changed outfits. I figured it out. Who is the prime suspect currently? It is the deceased. The Caldwell. Did I get? I'm wrong. The dress is wrong. Okay, where did the missing Hasley go? Well, there's only one option because I'm terrible at the video game.
They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
But Lenny didn't see them. I don't get it. What do you mean is wrong? Was I supposed to be wrong? I'm not sure. I'm just so confused, guys. I am sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'll be honest with you. I just don't understand the whole thing. The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lenny's magic trick and must have been positioned must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noises could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Hasley struggling. Lenny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Hasley out of the magic box in the audience stands, but according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there would be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered. So the lady exited the box when the thing came crashing down and everyone's attention was diverted.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Hasley go? That's where I'm wondering too.
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
the hook.
Since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
The hook. The hook.
Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
Mm-hmm.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
What tunnel has 3 exits? I don't know what the exits are.
It's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Okay, calm your farm, Farina. I'm getting onto something. What the heck? They moved because of no evidence?
Is unable to make further effective arguments.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
We will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on for a sec. Hold up, let me cook.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay. Prime suspect.